For those who say there is a woman's free choice to wear a hijab, those who contend it's her right to be modest, and those who hail the hijab as a symbol of faith must watch this. It's not by choice or right, but coercion, which is forcing young Muslim girls to be veiled in patriarchy. In Mandya, a father herds his daughter away from school, and in Udupi, burqa-clad mothers won't let their daughters remove the hijab to enter the classroom. School authorities showed them the Karnataka High Court interim order stating that no religious symbols can be worn to schools or colleges till the court gives a verdict. Yet, using coercion and in complete contempt of the court, the patriarchs are blocking their daughters from padhai. Listen to their regressive obstinance.
ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 16ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಇದ್ದೈತಲ್ಲ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಕಳ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ತೀರ್ಪು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಮಧ್ಯಂತರ, ಈಗ
ಆಯ್ತು 16ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಇದ್ದೈತಲ್ಲ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಳ್ಸಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕಳ್ಸಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐತೆ. ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ತೆಗೀರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇದು इम्पोर्टेंट ಗೊತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನಮಗೆ.
आज उनको सेपरेट कुछ बिठाया गया था?
आज नहीं भेजे, आज हम लोग नहीं भेजे।
आज बहुत सारे लेकिन
नहीं आया।
ओके, नहीं ला, बहुत सारे नहीं,
क्योंकि वो हिजाब नहीं है तो नहीं आने का बोले, इसलिए नहीं भेजे हम लोग।
लेकिन उनका प्री बोर्ड एग्जाम भी चल रहा है, एजुकेशन भी मिस हो रहा है, वो पोस्टपोन ओके। और तहसीलदार से आपका कुछ बात हुआ और मैनेजमेंट के साथ बात
कल ही हुआ ना ये प्रॉब्लम? कल ही हुआ। आज हम लोग इधर पूछने के लिए आए तो अलाउड नहीं कर रहे हैं ना अंदर जाने के लिए।
ठीक है, क्या अभी अलाउ नहीं करेंगे तो आप क्या चूज करेंगे?
नहीं, हम लोग को पहले से ही हिजाब हमारा ये है ना, डालना ही जरूरी है हम लोग को। हमने डाल के इतने साल से हम लोग जा रहे हैं,
हिजाब के बिना नहीं भेजेंगे आप?
फर्स्ट हम लोग का मुस्लिम धर्म है, उसके बाद में शिक्षा.
And when those imposing the patriarchy are your parents, what choice of freedom does a child have? Listening to a student in Shivmoga school who now stares at a dark future.
अब हम घर को जाकर मेरे माँ बाप क्या बोलते हैं वो
आपको बताया था आज?
नहीं, अभी मालूम नहीं, मैं तो आज ही हूँ। VP में हमारे मैसेज डाले थे, हिजाब शाल इल्लादे नहीं बरबेकु स्कूलिगे।
आप अभी आए हैं, आपके माँ बाप आपके साथ आए हैं, आप अकेले आए?
नहीं, मैं अकेले आई हूँ।
आज आप
कैसे आते हैं वैसे आई हूँ।
आज आप एग्जाम मिस करने के लिए तैयार हैं?
हाँ, तैयार हूँ।
And another round of a peace meeting being held in Udupi ahead of colleges reopening tomorrow. The DC is chairing this particular meeting. Let's go across to Deepak for more on the story. Deepak, another round of peace meeting being held. What's the possibility that there could be any kind of breakthrough, any kind of agreement that could be reached at this particular meeting as far as this contentious issue is concerned?
Well, Madhav, in fact, there was a peace meeting that was held on Sunday ahead of, the high schools that reopened. And the last couple of days predominantly has been much more peaceful, and, they have somewhere managed to find some sort of balance to the situation here. And we've not seen students, going back home or any of that we've seen in other districts. So this particular peace meet now once again being called because tomorrow colleges reopen, and tomorrow of course is a big day because the colleges were the hotbed of this entire controversy, both the PU colleges and degree colleges. So tomorrow when they open up, we'll have to see what sort of a situation unfolds. Now, as far as degree colleges are concerned, we've already got some clarity that they don't have a prescribed uniform as such, so the hijab issue won't really be brought up there, but it is the pre-university college that really we need to watch out for and what really happens, and whether the 6 protesting girls from the government PU college, are they going to come back to the campus, especially considering the fact that if they stand outside the gate, it is still considered a form of protest. And as of now, prohibitory orders have been imposed, and this applies to 200 meters within, a college campus. So it's going to be very interesting how things pan out tomorrow. The SP, the Deputy Commissioner, both of them, of course, are part of this particular meet.
Right.
Various organization heads, leaders, political leaders as well are part of this. MLA Raghupati Bhatt was chairing it, 2 days earlier, but now since he's a part of the Karnataka Assembly in Bengaluru, now the SP and the DC chairing this particular meet.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us with that update there, Deepak. We will come back to you for more updates as and when the meeting gets over as well. But for the moment, let me take this across to our guest. With us is China NC spokesperson of the BJP. But I first want to go across to Danish Qureshi, political analyst. Danish Qureshi ji, I don't know if you saw just now the videos that we put out and the sound bites that we put out. It does appear from these videos, and you can see them on your screens right now, that it is, the entire argument in the courts otherwise is the freedom of choice, the constitutional rights of an individual. But what's happening here seems to be quite different. Here you have on the one hand students saying and expressing their concerns about not being able to attend school, or साथ ही में you have the parents. The parents are saying that we will not allow them. So where does this choice ultimately lie?
No, I don't think that this is the choice about the choice, but this is all about the constitutional right which has been provided by the Indian Constitution, and no education institute can enact a law which supersedes the Constitution of the country. When Constitution has provided the right to each and every citizen of the country, I can't understand why this controversy has been created by the fascist forces. Why they don't want to allow the Muslim girls to get education in hijab? What is problem with them? I till today I didn't understand what's wrong with these people.
So you disagree with Priyanka Gandhi when she says the choice should be of the girl whether to wear a burqa, hijab or bukini? She's wrong. She's absolutely wrong. There's no choice.
Listen one thing, that a child which is under age, he's under the custodian of his guardian. What the guardian will decide, that will be finalized for that child. This is the law.
Okay, but the question is this: on the one hand, you have the reformers talking about reform, about choice, but
what is reform? What is the definition of reform? You want to oppress the religion of one citizen? How you can do that?
I don't want
when
to.
Constitution allows.
I'm not. One second. Simple question. There are voices within the Muslim community. One second, hear me out, Danish Qureshi. I'm going to take this question across to Shaina and see just a minute. There are those who have come out and said that this is a necessary reform, that people have been working as far as, and also, in fact, there's a question about whether it is essential in Islam. And I want Shaina NC to come in on this and put across that point. Shaina NC, on the one hand, you have those, several people who have been working towards, ending this practice of veiling. And this doesn't have to do with any one religion. It has to do with every religion. There were practices in the past, and as society progresses, perhaps need to come out. For instance, the extremely regressive statements that were made a short while earlier by Zamir Ahmed Khan in Bangalore, where he said, and he linked even hijab to rape. Now the question is that when we have that kind of mindset prevailing, and here you have a father literally dragging his daughter out of school, the question then arises is that whose choice is it? Should it not be the student's choice?
There are 2 points. First, this is about equality. When one goes to an educational institute, you have to adhere to a discipline, a guideline. And if a uniform is a discipline and a guideline, it is your choice if you want to go to that institute or not. Don't laugh, sir. Every woman has a choice to study in a madrasa in a hijab or stay at home in a hijab.
I'll reply you, ma'am. I'll reply you.
Let me finish my point. 54 Islamic countries themselves do not want girls to wear the hijab. That aside, leave that argument on its own. If you have an undertaking by a government college or a government university or a private university that says that a uniform and a name tag is a must, it is a must. If you don't want to adhere to that, please don't go to that educational institute. And this is not about your religious belief. This is about education. And if we talk about justice to all and appeasement to none, all those who are citing all kinds of excuses, look at what Priyanka Gandhi said. She said it's your choice if you want to wear bikini when you go to work, study. What nonsense. Are you going for your education? Is this the place where you are empowered with your mind and with a thought process? And the Prime Minister has always given you the opportunity with the best of education. Justice to all and appeasement to none is not a tagline, sir. It is the reality of the Bharatiya Janata Party that has done a lot with Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, where Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, if it is a Ladli Lakshmi Yojana, it is not subject to a girl being a Hindu or a Muslim. Okay. It is about just being a girl child. And those patriarchs who block the girl child's education, who block the mindset and don't let children assimilate. Assimilation is so important. Does a girl wear a hijab if she's a pilot? Does she wear a hijab if she's a doctor? Does she wear a hijab if she's in a hospitality sector? Absolutely not. It's a uniform, right? So why is it different when you're studying and when you're being educated?
Madhav, I will reply.
Okay.
As Muslim myself, there is no mention of hijab in the Quran.
All right. We'll have to leave it there. We're completely out of time. Danish Qureshi and Shaina NC, I'd like to thank both of you for joining us and sharing with us your perspective on the story. But moving on, there's